Hi, welcome to the train today. My name is Singh. Today I'll be going over the file inspector and modifier app here. Okay, so I'll launch this here so you can see it and move in the center here a little bit. So what this application does is it allows you to do quite a lot of things. And if you are a system admin, network security or application security, investigator, compliance, blue team, red team. This is an excellent tool to have. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit background on this application here. Okay, it was I created this. Oh, I don't know, quite a few years ago, and one of the main reasons was because one sample or one example is a few years ago we had we had a malware that came through, and then it started spreading. We were able to isolate it, found out, it hit four machines. The fourth machine actually caught it. I mean, it went through firewall, went through hardware, it went through the antivirus software, but one system actually caught it. So we were able to isolate the file or the Trojan, traced it back to one file on one PC. Of course, you once you do that, then you isolate every single machine that's infected, and you start um, wipe and load every machine. But we saved the one to analyze the file, and we wanted to know where that file came from, and it was extremely hard. So I built this application to simplify it. So what it does is it lets you inspect the file, the metadata, the MOTW. Okay, so if you're not sure what the MOTW is, anytime you download a file from the internet, Chrome, Edge, Windows, they stamp that file. Okay, they stamp the file with the zone ID. So, for example, if it stamps it with the 0, it's generated from your machine. But if you download it from the internet, it usually stamps it with the number 3, zone 3. That tells you it came from the internet. And I'll show you that more once we launch the application. So and then it lets you see the ADS also. ADS stands for alternate data stream. Okay, it's files that are hidden within a file. Okay, URLs as well. URL is links. PE info. P is portable executable. Okay, files. Okay, and then there's a bunch of things you can do with the app too. But what I'm talking about is, for example, I have this sample file here. Okay, it's called 0.txt. If I open it, this is what it looks like. So to the normal user, when you look at this text file, here's just a bunch of gibberish in here. Okay, but inside the file itself, there are hidden files. So I hid two files, embedded two files, which are called ADS, alternate data stream, inside here. So and to use an analogy would be, I hid some files inside the shadow of that particular file per se, isn't it? That would probably be a good analogy for it. And you can't see it unless you run some codes through PowerShell or you use this app here. Then you can see those hidden files. Okay, and this app here actually lets you extract those files out as well. So to the normal user, you think this is just a normal text file with some text in there, but there's actually hidden files. And I believe I have a text file and an image file that are inside of that file right there. Okay, it's embedded inside. Okay, so I'll show you exactly what I mean. So here we'll start the app up, and I'm going to put in the password. Okay, so here it gives us a few options here. Okay, we can inspect the file, modify a file, scan an entire folder, or exit. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to inspect the file here. So I'll choose option 1. it's going to ask us for the path of the file. So go back here, right click, copy as path, and we're going to paste the path there. Okay. So we're going to run an inspection on that file there. And we scroll back up a little bit. I have this minimized so that it'll look better on the video here. So this is the report here. Okay, so basic info, size, creation date, modify date, gives you the SHA-256 hash of the file, tells you what's file type, and this is the MOTW, mark of the web. So just a refresher on it. If you download something from the internet, okay, Chrome, Edge, your window browser, it's going to stamp it with usually a zone ID of number 3. Okay, here this is a zone ID 0, so it's from my local machine. 1 is from your intranet and so forth. Okay, so URL, there's no URL inside the file. Okay, now I had questions about this before. This URL here, if it picks up a URL written in code, okay, if you download the file from the internet, and I'll show you that in a little bit here too, it's going to put the URL under here where it came from, the actual file name, and the actual web page where that file was downloaded from. So this is extremely useful if you're analyzing a file and you really want to know where it came from. Okay, what website. Okay, skip down here, you'll see the ADS data is the actual data that's inside the file. Okay, the dirty file is the ADS file. Okay, so this is a hidden file. The photo is also a hidden file, okay, and it's going to give you the zone identifier as well. So the ADS analysis down here, see, it tells us we have 2 hidden files in there, okay, and based on the analysis, the dirty file here is a text file, and the photo is an icon file. So any file format, the way most file format works is it usually gets stamped right in front of the file. What type of file, so when a computer reads it, it kind of knows, oh, okay, that's a text file, that's a PDF file, and so forth. Some more information down here, signature, if that file's been signed by anybody, signer certificate, timestamp certificate, status, status message to path, and signature type, and so forth. So this is extremely useful if you're analyzing a file, and it's coming from, let's say, Microsoft or a legitimate company, and it's not signed for some weird reason. It's not signed. Okay, it's very suspicious then. Okay. PE info here. PE stands for portable executable file. It's not an executable file. Entropy. Entropy is very important. So if you're not familiar with entropy, I'll give you a short description of it. Entropy is how the file is constructed. Are the codes all jumbled? Are they encrypted? Are they packed? Is it repetitive, and so forth? So it picks that up and it gives it a little score here. 2.0, very low. Okay. Risk score, 40 out of 100. Verdict, kind of suspicious. Okay, so it kind of gives you based on the scoring here. Okay, if it's suspicious or not. It's suspicious because they kind of have 2 hidden files inside of that particular file there. Okay, so if you want to export the report, you can to a text file and then save it and log it. We're gonna say no. Gonna go back to the main menu here. Okay, so what that just told me was that inside this file here, the 0 text file here, there's 2 hidden files in there, and for the normal user, if you're looking at it, you don't even notice it. So for example, you can embed any file type pretty much in every single type of files out there. So for example, if I wanted to hide this text file inside this icon file or this PNG file, I could just use this app to add it into it. Okay, or you can use PowerShell if you you remember the commands. I can't remember the commands, so that's one of the reasons why I designed this, so that I don't have to memorize all the steps how to pull and extract uh, hidden files out of other files. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna we did the inspection of the file here. I'm gonna go with the file that I just downloaded earlier today. So I downloaded the zip file from the website. Okay, so this is the free. If you don't know what this is the free SHA-2 application. It's free on the web. You can download it and use it. Okay, it's a zip file. Inside the zip file is the executable file here. Okay, and what that does is that file, you could run it against any files and figure out the hash. I use it pretty much almost daily if I download a file and I want to make sure it's the right file. With the using the SHA-2 hash. Okay, so we're gonna run this. Okay, so you notice on the first one that the text file here, this one right here. Okay, you'll notice that under the MOTW zone here, okay, it doesn't list anything underneath of it. Okay, where it came from, because we created on our local machine. Now, when I run that against, and when I analyze that zip file, which I downloaded from the web, okay, from my website, Chrome or Edge. I use Chrome most of the time, but there are times when I use Edge as well. It stamps it. It actually shows you the actual place where you actually get that file from. So we're gonna see that next here. Okay, so here we're gonna inspect the file here. We're gonna choose one. We're gonna say copy that path. I'm gonna tell it, right click, go to copy as path, and we're gonna put the path here, and we're gonna tell it, okay, inspect this file here, this zip file here. Okay, the app's gonna look at that file. It's gonna give us a report here. Let's scroll up a little bit so you can see it. So this is the report here. Okay, it tells us the file size, creation date, and so forth. The SHA 256, signature hash. It's a zip file. Okay, so the MOTW, which is extremely important. It stands for mark of the web. Okay, it's a zone 3. It came from the internet. The host URL. Okay, this is the host URL. It came from my website in the downloads folder. That's the actual file that I downloaded from this domain here. The referral URL. This is the actual website, the HTML. Okay, so this is the HTML web page that I use to download this file here. Okay, so this is extremely important if you're analyzing a file that's on a computer and you want to know where that file came from, if it was downloaded, or is it something that was generated or created on that machine. It will have zone 0 on it instead of zone 3. You'll have zone 0. If it's on your intranet, it should have zone 1 on it, and so forth. Okay. Is there any URLs inside the files? Nope, no URLs found. ADS. Is there any ADS? No, there's no ADS. Okay, this is just a zone identifier, and this is the actual data in there. There's no hidden files in there. Okay. Any analysis? Nope, nothing there. Signature? Nope, not signed. Okay. Is it a executable? No, it's not an executable. The executable is actually inside the zip file. This is analyzing the zip file, not the executable inside. Okay, so if you want to run a scan on that exe, you would extract the exe and then you would analyze that. It'll tell you it's an executable file. Okay, entropy. Okay, so once again, if you're not familiar with entropy looks at the code. Is the code repetitive, packed, encrypted, obscure? Okay, it's pretty high, it's 7.8 there on 9.8. Okay, risk score 45. That's suspicious. It's downloaded from the internet and high entropy. Okay, a lot of codes in there. Okay. Export? No, we don't want to export it. Okay, so I'll go back to the main menu here. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna look at that 0 file again. This is the text file where I hid 2 files in there. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hide another file in there. I'm gonna take that photo icon here. So this is just an icon image. Okay, I'll open it so you can see it here. I'm gonna embed this into that text file. Now remember in ADS how ADS works. ADS stands for alternate data stream. Okay, and Windows, especially NTFS, it stores information in there that you can't really see it. So an analogy would be this: if you have a person, and I wanted to hide something onto that person, maybe in the pockets, maybe in their socks. Okay, where visually when you look at that person, you don't see it, but it's there somewhere. Okay, it's hidden. Okay, some people refer to it as shadows. Okay, it's hidden in the shadows of a particular document. Can't really see it until you run. Well, you can run this app, or you can use PowerShell and other utilities to actually see it. Okay, so I'm going to show you an example here. I'm going to take that icon photo, and I'm going to embed it in here. Now, keep in mind, ADS, the way ADS works is you can embed it into pretty much any type of file. All right, so instead of putting this icon here, I can hide it inside this image here. Okay, so if you open this picture file here, it looks normal, but there's actually something hidden here. You know what? I'm going to hide this picture in there, I think. Or should I use the icon? I think I already have the icon there. I'm going to use this picture in there. Let's rescan that to see what was in there. I'm going to take the path of that, copy as path, and let's put it here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I got the dirty file. Oh, I got the icon file hidden there already. Let's put this picture file. This is a picture 1 here. It's just an image of the Access database logo. We're gonna take that and hide it inside that 0 file there. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, so export report. No, go back to the main menu, and we're gonna do number 2 here. Modify file here. Okay, so I'm gonna choose number 2. And go back here. It's my enter button here. There we go. Okay, it's going to ask for the path. Okay, so we're going to choose this, copy as path, and we're going to paste it here. Okay. Now, we chose option 2. We want to modify the file. Okay, what type of file? That one. Okay, gives us a few options here. Okay, now this is the main menu. Remember that. Okay, so I chose number 2. I want to modify the file. Okay, so it gives us these options here. Okay, we could change the zone also. So for example, this tool is actually really useful for multiple purposes. For example, if you download a tool, exe from the web, you can't really run it on your machine until you do a right click, you go to security, and you allow it, and then it will run. Okay, that's Windows Defender and Windows Smart Screen, I believe, blocks files from running. Okay, so you can set the zone. You can change the zone into 0. Okay, and then it will run automatically. Okay, so you can change zones as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add, okay, the ADS. Now you can add a regular text file, or you can add an actual file in there. Okay, and this is how malicious software or viruses, trojans, and malwares get attached to files that look legitimate or innocent, and it gets hidden inside the alternate data stream, and the normal user can't really see it. So when they download the file, such as a PDF file, the malware is hidden inside there. Okay, so if you download this tool from the website, use it honestly. use it to embed things that maybe will harm other PCs. Okay, so we're going to choose number 2 here. Okay? Of course, you can delete a bunch of option here. You can actually extract ADS from the file as well. Okay, so it gives you a bunch of options, but I'm just going to show you here how to add an ADS file to it. Okay, so we're going to choose number 2 here. Okay, then it's going to give an option 1, text file or embed an actual file. We're going to put an actual file in there. So we'll choose 2. Okay, so the ADS name. Okay, so here I'm going to put this file inside this file here. Okay, I'm going to hide it in there. So here, let's go here. You can name it anything. It's called picture 1. I'll just call it that. You know, I'll call it picture X. Okay. The file path to embed. So I'm going to tell it, okay, take this file here, copy as path, paste it here, take this file and embed it into that 0 file here. Okay, so that's what I'm telling it to do. Enter. Go here. Oh, click on it first. Okay. Let's go down a little bit so you can see it here. And you can see that it did it. Okay, so file ADS added. Okay. Now we can look at the other stuff, or I'm going to go back to the main menu here. Okay, I'm going to choose 5. Okay, go back. And we're going to rescan that 0 file to see if it actually worked it. Okay. So we're going to inspect the file. This is the main menu. And we're going to re-look at this file now. So what I did earlier was I added this file, this picture 1, and I embedded a copy of it right into that 0 file. If you open the 0 text file, it just looks normal. Okay, but now it has 3 hidden files in there. Right click, copy as path. And let's paste the path here, enter, and we'll rescan that. And we should have 3 hidden files in there now. Oh, there we go. Scroll up a little bit here so you can see the beginning of my report. So my report here, and you can export this as well. Basic info, of course, the SHA file type, the MOTW, which is mark of the web. Okay. It's not from the web, it's from local machine, URLs, okay, ADS. The first one here, this is just the data, okay. Stored in ADS file, but this is the actual data. There's one here, the dirty file, the photo file, and the picture X. That's the new one that we just added right now, or a few seconds ago. Okay. You can see in the ADS analysis here, that's a text file, that's an icon file, and this is the new one. It's a PNG file. Okay. No signature, etc. Suspicious because it has 3 hidden files in there. Okay, entropy. Entropy again is the code inside the file. Encrypted, jumble, repetitive, and etc. It's pretty low, 2.20. Okay, so 60 out of 100 risk score is very kind of suspicious. You know, that's a hidden file. You want to export it? You export it. Basically you're just exporting this whole report into a text file. We'll say no. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is how to get one of those files out. So we know that there's 3 hidden files inside here. I'm gonna delete this one right here. Okay, this image here first of all. Okay. I'm gonna delete that. Okay. So we know that there's 3 hidden files in here. So let's go back here to our 0 file. Okay. We want to modify file. So we go number 2. The path. 0 text, okay, and I want to extract. Okay. Now you can also add, which I showed you earlier. You can set the zone. You can delete, extract. We're going to choose extract. We want to extract something. Now, when you do extraction, etc., especially for hidden files such as ADF files, if you don't know. It could be a malware or a virus. So you want to do this in a controlled environment such as a PC that is offline or a virtual machine that you set up a secure virtual machine so it doesn't spread. Okay. The other thing also to remember about ADS or alternate data streams is also in FAT32 file system in the older Windows system file systems. It doesn't have ADS. ADS was introduced when it moved over to the NTFS file system in Windows. Okay, so that just to keep in mind there. So we're gonna do extraction from that file there. Okay, so it tells us we chose 4 and it tells us that file 0 text file here it has 3. Which one do you want to actually extract? Now, if the app here can't figure what type of file it is, it's going to extract the file without an extension, and then you can scan it or you can figure out what type of file it is. Okay, I have seen a few files that I extracted from ADS or streams that the app can't determine what type of file it is. Okay, and the app was coded to recognize there's a few hundred extensions. So most of the extension it should work. Is using the Magic Wand DLL file or library, so it can pull, I believe, a few hundred file extensions that are known. Okay, but there are particular cases that I've seen in the past that it wasn't able to figure that out. So it's just going to be an actual file, no file extension at the end. Most of the time, it's going to automatically be able to do that. Okay, so it's going to ask us, well, which ADS do we want to extract? Okay, so I'm going to pull the photo. This is the icon photo that I deleted earlier, but we're going to pull that one out of that particular file there. So we're going to say pull the photo file out. Okay, so it's going to ask you, where do you want to save it at? So we're going to put that in, and it's going to say, put in this folder here. Okay, so this is the same folder that I'm in right now. And it successfully did it, photo.icon, and it actually knows that file, this file here, pull that out of the text file here. Okay. Now, it didn't delete it. It just pulled a copy of it out. Okay. So if you rescan it here, if I go back here and go back to the main menu here, and I reinspect that file, it's still in there. It's that I just pulled a copy of it out. You can see that it's still in there. Okay. I just pulled a copy out. So for ADS, just keep in mind it doesn't have to be a text file. You can instead of put in there, I could hide this photo, this picture into that picture. I can hide it into executable, a PDF, and this is one of the main ways where where bad actors embed malicious software inside files that looks legitimate. You know, if you're downloading an image file or maybe a screensaver, a PDF file per se, and viruses, malwares, Trojans can be embedded into the ADS of the file, and you can't see it. For example, we know there's 3 hidden files, but on this 0 text file here, but this is just looks like this. You know, it doesn't matter if I modify this test here. There's still 3 files and hidden files in that. I don't, as a normal regular user, I don't know that there are hidden files in there. Okay, so here we rescan that that 0 text file here. There's 3 hidden files in there. Okay, this is the report right here. Okay, there's 3 hidden files in there, and for most users, you don't know. Um, and this app allows you to do quite a lot of things per se. You can add, you can delete out of it, but this is what the app is able to do and allows you to do and figure out what's hidden inside certain files. So um, that is part of the main training of this app. There's a lot of other things that it does here. I won't go through it. If you're interested in it, you can scan the entire folder. You can add for here for option 2, for example. Here, let me go to option 2 here. You can set the zone as well. Setting the zone is kind of important. If files that you download from the web and it's marked, it's called MOTW, mark of the web. Chrome, Edge, they all stamp it with zone 3. And when you try to run it, if it's an executable, Windows won't automatically allow you to run it. Windows is going to block it. Smart Screen, Defender, it's going to automatically block it. You have to actually go to the properties and select allow or unblock, and then the executable will run is to protect your computer. Okay, so it's a great way to do it. Reset zones of files and etc. for testing purposes. Adding ADS file, you can add a text file, an actual file. You can embed whatever a database file into a text file or image file. Okay. Also, you can delete ADS, extract ADS, and so forth. So it allows you to do quite a lot of things. One of the most important things is inspecting the file and seeing the entropy, hidden files, the SHA 256 hash, etc. Those are all important aspects of a particular file. If you're doing investigation on a particular file, running analysis on a suspicious file, maybe your antivirus caught it or missed it, or it flagged a particular file. You can scan it yourself. And a lot of antivirus software, they go around the same route as well. They inspect files and where did it come from? Did it come from a safe place? It's gonna flag it. It uses entropy as well. Are the codes jumbled in there? Okay. So data signature, is it signed by a legitimate company or it's not signed? So it kind of uses some of the actual aspects of this or components of this app also. So I hope you like it, this training. I hope you like the application. If you're interested, it's a free application, designed it years ago, so you can download it from the website and this as well. Close out of there. So yeah, just a repeat. Yeah, regular text file with a bunch of hidden files inside of it. And if you can remember PowerShell's command, you can actually launch PowerShell on your Windows station and read it. I can't remember those commands because I don't use it every day. I always have to look it up from my repository just to do it. So that's one of the reasons I created this app here to just quickly analyze particular files, suspicious files. So hope you like the training. I hope if you're brand new to analyzing files for investigations or compliance or security or as a sysadmin, I hope you found this interesting, and maybe it have broadened your horizon a little bit about suspicious files and be able to hide certain files or mini files into one single file. And this is one of the way that a lot of malwares are being spread. Is it's not an actual malware file that you can see that it is. It's usually hidden inside other files such as PDF and images. Okay, and then it gets executed later on. Okay, so thanks for attending the training. I hope you learned some new, and this app is on the web to download too. It's a free app. So other than that, once again, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.